Feature Friday.
The freshest. What's up, people? Welcome to Feature Friday Plus. Today is Sunday. Sunday is a wonderful day, especially if new music released like CHUNGHA and I.M's. So I don't even know if I just said her name right.
So someone in the comments said it's CHUNGHA.
CHUNGHA. First album released, and we have decided. Oh, we could be totally wrong. So please, I apologize in advance, and please help me figure it out. So yeah, she released a brand new album with 21 songs. That's a big first album. I actually thought she had already had an album before this.
Yeah, she seems very seasoned, right? Well, she has been around in the industry for a while.
For a while, yeah,
But this
definitely.
is her first solo. Well, she doesn't have any other work, right? But solo album, yeah.
Yeah, full album. It is a packed, hefty
Also,
album.
also I.M released, right? He released his EP.
Yes.
But
Duality.
yeah, we'll check that out later. But the album that we were obviously very interested in was Querencia, which was her album, and it was very, very interesting, right? We'll go song by song, but I think overall, like, I think what seems very clear, and I think one of the observations I have been sort of like making lately, it's that there is a really untapped audience in Latin America. From the Korean industry, there are some groups which are very popular in South America, but not many actually make like just sort of like Latino influenced music or Latin influenced music.
Yeah, I actually agree, and I feel
and
like
collaborate with a lot of artists
Latino
from South
artists.
America.
Actually, I feel like I can name a few off the top of my
Yeah,
head.
Monsta X has been one, right? That has collaborated with a few.
VAV has done it with De La Ghetto.
Super Junior has to some extent done it, but not in the reggaeton scene, but more like in
The pop side of things.
The pop side of things. But I mean, I would love to know if maybe there's other that have collaborated. VAV has obviously done it.
Yeah, VAV has done it. And I actually think there are a couple more, but I mean, I know Eric Nam is huge in South America.
Yeah, he loves it.
And he has done a couple of Spanish projects before. I've seen them, but yeah, I think they're like handpicked.
It's a handful, right?
Yeah,
So,
I mean, Card is huge in South America.
Yep.
Mamamoo is
Very
super,
big in South
super
America.
popular in South America, and yeah, I think
BTS seems to be big everywhere anyway. So
BTS is just they're a unicorn, dude. But yeah, I just think this is definitely gonna hit really hard.
was it
with the
EXO?
Latin.
It's also another good example. They've done Spanish covers and stuff like that.
Well, yes, yeah, that's true actually.
They're a good example that when they
but
go
they
there.
haven't actually collaborated with the Latino music scene. Like,
No.
you haven't seen them do a collaboration with Camila or something like that. That I think
Right.
that would be awesome. Like the acoustic side of EXO, with an acoustic band like Camila would absolutely be epic.
Yeah, it would
But look at me dreaming out here from the comfort of my couch.
There's plenty of Argentinian artists as well, which are brilliant. That would fit that kind of EXO acoustic vibe.
Any of the guys from Sin Banderas would be amazing.
Yeah, so it is interesting that then we have Querencia, which is obviously the name is in Spanish and it means like it means like to want to some extent.
The loving.
The loving, right?
Yes,
Yeah,
the loving of something. And
so
I
it's de
think,
querer.
yeah, it's from
Te quiero.
From to love.
Because querer doesn't actually mean love.
No, but that's the
verb.
Sense in that context.
But in that context.
Yeah.
Because that's actually not the literal meaning of it.
It's not.
Querer is to want.
Yeah.
Yes, but querencia means to love, to have a passion for something,
Okay.
a passion so deep that becomes love.
Right.
Because actually there is a folkloric song back home that says that in its refrain, which the singer is talking about his love for the plains and his land and everything in it. So it's a love that transcends not a person but a whole plane of things, and like a passion. And I think in this case she might be talking about her passion for music, like the love for making music and being an artist. That's my take on it.
Okay.
At
Well,
least that's my translation of it.
sure. Again, if you do have any videos where she kind of breaks it down, why the name, that would be lovely to see. But let's go track by track.
Let's go. We have made some notes and we're gonna totally share them with you.
So the first track, which is
intro side A.
Yeah, so lots of interludes, right? And I'm usually not a big fan of interludes if they don't serve a storytelling purpose.
Okay.
You know, so like for example, Lady
For
Gaga.
the listening experience.
Yeah, so Lady Gaga last year aced the point of interludes.
Yeah.
I think Bryson Tiller has aced the use of interludes all the time.
Yes.
The use for storytelling, atmosphere, vibe, creating that sort of a
Tory
world.
Lanez does a really good job too.
Who?
Tory Lanez.
Tory Lanez does a great. Yeah, well, he builds a story, right? It's sort of chick tape stuff, and also in
So it builds a fantastic atmosphere.
Eminem is also very popular for sort of he putting actually behind the scenes of the album.
Yeah.
In as interludes, so they can be used really well, but as instrumentals I usually find them like I'm usually not gonna listen to them. You're usually gonna skip them. You're not gonna add them to your playlist.
I actually believe there's a huge value in instrumental interludes because they set the atmosphere, and two, when you're working with all-rounder performers like from the Korean industry, you gotta include stuff that is able to showcase their dance capabilities, and she is a huge dancer.
So that was gonna be my point, right? I'm usually not a big fan of these interludes and stuff because I find I'm usually skipping them. I don't know if that's just me. It could be, but
for the listening experience.
Yeah, but for her it makes sense, right? Because the one thing I wrote in the first two interludes, the side A and the side B type of thing, where that they have huge dancing potential. So it's just perfect for live stuff. And this is actually an album, a tour that I'll be looking forward to seeing because it does have a lot of dance potential, and that's kind of what she excels at. And it also has songs which will make her excel vocally and kind of showcase that part of her. But yeah, so the side A I thought it was just great intro. It was a nice intro.
Mm-hmm. I love when she speaks in Spanish there. It's fantastic.
Yeah.
Her pronunciation is on point.
Yeah, and we'll go deep into the pronunciation in Demente, right? When she has which actually speaks in Spanish for a while. But then the second song, Masquerade, lots of a lot of metal focus, right? Lots of metals, lots of trumpets, lots of Latin vibes, lots of Latin sounds. But actually very international Latin sounds. You know, they're very like...
Here's what I wrote. I love the Latino pop feel of it.
Yeah.
So it's international pop mixed with the Latino influence, which is huge in South America. So this and actually the pop songs from South America that have broken through internationally in the past before reggaeton became such a huge hit worldwide had this feel. Like look at J-Lo's Latin feel pop songs, and then you also have people like Christina Aguilera, who also like to include a lot of the Latino influences into her pop songs. Were very, very popular back in the late 90s, early 2000s. And I actually feel, not spoiling anything, but I actually feel like the whole album has a huge, enormous 2000s feel to it all. And I like it. Even the cover art and the concept, please, the concept pictures, I feel like they are so 2000s, like breaking the millennia, bringing this whole neon light again. I think it's there's a very clear concept when it comes to the visual inclination of it, and when you listen to the whole album, then two and two come together. It's fantastic. I think it's a great.
Yeah, Moscow is a good song. Then we go to Flying on Faith, which very, very I really enjoy the guitar riffs and sort of
I literally wrote the same.
The guitar sort of arpegio, I don't know what you call that in English.
Yeah,
like,
riffs.
Picking.
Yeah,
riffs.
the picking. Yeah.
Very pop, very Jennifer Lopez actually type of sound, or old school Rihanna with unfaithful piano type of arrangements.
But in a pop feel.
Yeah. You know, so it does just the arrangements, you know, that not the actual song. So it does. Yeah, I agree with you. It does have this sort of feel of a lot of an agglomeration of a lot of old
international
successes,
pop songs.
Into one thing.
Yes.
That is very refreshing, right? Because you feel like, it's like a blast from the past, but it's new. So I don't know if that was the intention. That's kind of how it just felt to me. I'd love to hear if people can actually pick these correlations as well. But That's what
I
it felt
think
like
it's
to me in the
totally
song.
intentional. Like you see it in the fashion as well, like the school skirts with the blazers and the neon lights again, and like the spacey type of yeah, that millennial breakthrough in the videos back in the 2000s when you had, you know, everything was on a fisheye roll, and everybody, you know, was like in space buns and weird eyeliner that was like silver or something. Like
Yeah.
I feel like it's a strong correlation between the both.
Yeah, then we go to kind of like the Latin written song, right? I don't know how to pronounce it. Luce sicut stelle.
Yeah, which is actually translated from all the dead language, Latin itself.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's
So
actually Latin.
yeah, it's not the race, but the
No,
actual mother
language.
language. Yeah, and it's actually pretty cool. The lyrics are nice. It's talking about to shine, to find the brightness in the darkness, and it's actually quite nice. I liked. What did I say that I liked? I like that it was a mixture of Britney, but all in Korean, and I like that. I like that it's a pop at its best, in all my opinion.
Yeah, pretty similar to what I said. Jennifer Lopez, Britney. The way we make this notes is just we kind of listen to it. I sit on one side, but it sits on the other. We don't talk.
Yeah.
We kind of just write stuff down, and then this is the first time where we're listening to each
Yeah,
other's
yeah.
notes and kind of what we picked off of. We were listening to that. Then we go to the second interlude. There's a lot of songs. So we're gonna try to blast through them. Which is the side B. Again, lots of potential live. I wouldn't add this to my playlist personally, but it is something that I would love to see live. I would pay to see live that interlude being danced and stuff like that because it's so it has so much. It's so dance heavy, you know. It's not really something I'm gonna vibe to. However, I think the later two interludes, she does a perfect job on the type of interludes I enjoy. So there's kind of things for everyone in there.
Absolutely. I think this album has a really good cocktail of variety of styles and how pop can be so versatile. Sung from a female perspective, and her voice is so bright naturally, so there's a natural bounciness to her vocals. So there's a lot of versatility that comes natural to with that style. I actually said the side B would be a fantastic break of on a concert. I feel like on a concert set list as it is on the album, it makes perfect sense. You have an intro, there's huge dance, huge potential for a live band to absolutely murder. You have great like 3-4 songs, and then another break, dance break wise. And if you're looking at it as a concert perspective, set list is just brilliant. I actually feel like this would make the best tour ever.
Yeah, it's also something to take into consideration, right? This would probably be the album she tours with. I mean, I'd imagine.
Or
The
that's
Querencia
an
tour.
online concert with, and
Yeah.
it would be fantastic.
So it is a thing to you know, it's important to kind of have this basically 4 little sets,
yeah.
you know, 4 little concepts. Even though it didn't feel like that, like side A, and then that's one, it was very Latin kind of pop and heavy, and then side B kind of felt like it changed into something, but at the same time it didn't. So
It was a natural continuation. It didn't feel like too far off of what we were listening to at the
one of the
beginning.
things I enjoyed, like Lady Gaga did it last year, was each interlude chapter, right? It was the beginning of something else, and it felt like okay, well now this is that chapter, this is this chapter, that's that, and then that's okay if it turns into a cocktail,
Yes.
because you have a chapter for everything. It's a story.
And it made perfect sense when put together.
Yeah. So here, I don't know if that was the intention. It didn't feel like that at the beginning. But yeah, it goes then to Bother Me, which I thought, you know, it's very bouncy. Again, a lot of life potential. It's very Charlie Puth-ish kind of thing. That would be a great collaboration, I feel.
Absolutely.
Her and Charlie. Yeah, it's one of those pop R&B commercials, like house mixes. You know, a lot of dancers would love to dance to this. We say like Wu would adore to I'd imagine would adore to jump on this type of stuff. And she's obviously a world-class dancer, so it doesn't surprise me. I'm yet at this point, right? So I wrote it down. Like, I'm yet to find a song that like I'm going to replay apart from Bicycle.
Yes, huge marketable potential with this
So
song.
interesting, right choice so far. I feel to make that one the commercial one, the
100%.
promotional track. But I had yet to find at this point like one that slapped to me personally. And then I do find it later on, which is great news. to have stuff to add to my playlist. So far, it's just solid. Like it's a good product. So far, it's not bad, but it's yet to like to me
Resonate
slap me
with you, yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
just
yeah,
like
yeah.
this is nuts. You know.
Yeah. Then what's the next song? I think
Bother
it's...
Me Chill.
Yeah, okay. And yeah, I like the natural sequence of the songs as well. I feel like the songs were really nicely placed one after the other.
You feel?
Yeah. I actually think it's a good pace
Okay.
album. You know, sometimes you can get songs that they just don't fit or follow up into each other when you listen to an album in order.
Okay.
But I felt like in this case it felt right to have these two songs put together in the order. It's
Okay.
nice. I liked it.
Chill was I felt this is kind of like what's similar to what's popping just worldwide. You know, you get to see those sounds of like Justin Bieber. They're very popular at the moment, and I'm not making comparisons. It just sort of sounds like kind of just relate.
It kind of reminded me a little bit of like Maria Huasa's Maria. It has
that would be a great collab.
I
Actually,
feel like those two would make a fantastic. Them two would
dance wise as well.
Yeah, they would be a great Latino Korean collab.
Yeah.
It would slap so hard.
Very interesting. That's a good point.
Yeah.
Huasa's also obviously done it, where she's done this sort of Latin influence stuff, and it's done great. I really do hope this does amazing for Chung Ha. Apologies again, I'm trying to learn. But yeah, and I think like this type of song like Chill, it appeals to a lot of people because it has a mix of English lyrics.
Very international, I feel.
Yeah, so it also has those key words that you can kind of remember.
Yep.
Then it goes to side C, right, the third interlude, which I think it's so side C is another very dance heavy. Look forward to the live performance again. It's kind of just selling me on this idea. I feel like I want to see this live.
I actually think it's a great preamp. I feel like those interludes is like when I listen to the NCT albums. Like I feel like when you listen to the dance interludes, you're like, oh my god,
I can't wait.
You cannot wait. Is a great preamp to what will happen live, whether they have a live band or not. You know that you will be in for a treat dance wise. So it's a great choice to put them in the album because it sets the minds off, like it imagination's off.
Yeah, and with that, then it kind of answers my kind of perspective on it. Was like, I'm not gonna add these interludes to my playlist, especially not those three. Maybe some people will, but I'm not. But I am gonna enjoy them when it's live.
Absolutely.
So it's kind of like win-win, anyways. I'd love to hear how people feel on this regarding interludes and stuff like that, where they obviously have a purpose, but when you're just listening to them, they might not feel perfect. Demente, which is I think the best song of if not the second best song of the album, which obviously very nice to hear her speaking Spanish. It hits home. The pronunciation was very enjoyable. It's very nice.
Very natural.
Yeah,
very free flowing.
Even if you try to be picky, it's like, what's the point? Because it makes sense, and even rappers like from South America, they don't even pronounce proper words.
No, she sounded really free flowing. Sometimes you hear a bit of like getting stuck in certain words, certain pronunciations, but she sounded really free flowing.
That's probably the best description.
It was very a natural thing, and I think the setting of the vowels in Spanish really enhance her natural musicality in her voice.
It accentuates the sort of feel of
melody.
Very melodic.
Yeah, I feel like it enhanced her melodic capabilities singing wise really a lot. I actually think, call me biased 100%, but this is my favorite track. I said freaking fire, all in capitals. I'm in love with it all. Capitals. Okay? It's a party track. I feel like Daddy Yankee would totally murder on a remix.
I thought Why Not did such a great job.
But listen to this. Also, her Spanish is brilliant. It's definitely my favorite. Why Not was the perfect feature.
Why Not?
I love what he brought into the table. Such a fresh, super trendy sound. Yeah. it's a replayable track. This is definitely a summer track in the middle of winter, and I am all for it. If it brought me back to being in South America, where you have no seasons, where every season is a party season, and I really liked it.
Yeah, it does have that. Again, I hope it does well in the Latin American charts.
Oh, me too.
It has the potential to do that, and I think
Actually, I just wanted to do amazing worldwide. This has the potential to be so big.
if it does great in Latin America,
Internationally.
then it has that chance of doing well in America,
Yes.
and then America to Europe, and then she probably would become the first Korean artist to collaborate with a Latino artist to have a number one hit, or a top 5 or a top 10. Because it has happened before, and it doesn't even
Yeah.
matter. She's speaking in Spanish and Korean and English, because
Anyways,
Spanish hits have been hits, and people don't even know what they're saying.
I was gonna say, I think the market overall has become so
Way more
open-minded.
open than before.
Yeah, so much more open-minded. I think obviously you got Titans opening up the market, internationalizing other styles of music. But yeah, I feel like nowadays like a language doesn't set a barrier anymore.
Yeah.
So any song has the potential to be a number one worldwide nowadays. So I hope this is one of those.
Yeah, I agree.
I wouldn't mind listening to this 24/7.
And
Sick.
I would love it if they dropped a video.
Oh, me too.
I think it needs it.
And I hope it's in Puerto Rico. Just saying.
Then we go to Lemon,
Yes.
featuring is it Coldy or Coldy?
Coldy.
Right, we've heard of him before. Actually, before we even knew about anything about the Korean industry or the music scene.
I just called him Cold, but I don't know if that's the way to say it.
Me neither. He's awesome, right? He does make
Yeah.
amazing music.
I have like all his albums downloaded on my phone.
It was a very him song. I thought it was like a perfectly made for him. I thought the song was actually his.
Yes.
Lemon, so good song. I actually think this is it emphasizes the point of the features. Like, features are meant to make the songs go from good to great, or from great to outstanding. And I feel like both features in the album did that. I thought these were two great songs. And
Well,
they
you
made
also
them
had Play with Chang Mo, and I also thought that was a fantastic collaboration. Overall, that video was sickening. That whole torero feel to it was
With a car,
brilliant.
yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic. I actually thought I loved that. But yeah, I said in Lemon, brilliantly followed suit after Demente, is just right. Her vocals in this style fit so well. I feel like I want to hear more commercial R&B from her, because her vocals really popped off for me there. Yeah, what was I saying? And Coldy is the man. Love all his work, and this was just a perfect collaboration again. I think all collaborations in this album have been literally so pinpointed to the song specifically. Like,
Right.
they really worked with the style of each song that they were featuring. Really nicely done.
Then side D, right? Oh no, sorry, no. Buell
Harang.
Harang.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 5th of, was it 2016? The 4th of May? Is that when she debuted?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why they do the dates so
They
backwards.
do it backwards. Yeah,
so
but
that goes year, day, month, or
Ah.
year, month, day.
year, month, date.
Alright, so she debuted on the 4th of May.
Okay.
That's the debut date, right? Plus another date, which I don't know what it means.
I don't know what it means the other, but what Google told me is that actually Buell Harang is a combination of two Korean words that mean to care and to have. So together is it's a message to her fans. So like we're having something special. We're creating something new. It's a hybrid of feeling and creation. So that it's literally like a written letter to her fans.
Right.
I think this is definitely a fan favorite, and the lyrics are super touching. The love of the shine is such an inspiring message, and I think it's a nice touch.
Yeah, I mean, she also has
Especially to close side C, I think it's a nice touch.
to be a bit more pragmatic as well. I mean, I didn't really see an acoustic song being played at the end of that.
Exactly,
It was
yeah.
a bit random, but
Well, again, it's touchy feely. It's about
Yeah.
her growth as an artist and her connection with her fans, and I think that's dope.
And he's also been looking at it a bit more pragmatically. You know, there's bloody hell, you have like giants in the Korean industry, right? That sing this type of songs. Are you Taeyoung? You know, so you're like, if this is your first solo album,
Yeah.
you also have to kind of showcase that part as well. I can also do acoustic. I can also do this stuff. It's very difficult when you do a. I find that's probably the hardest one, the first album, because especially in the Korean industry,
It's
you
like
gotta.
there's something to prove all the time,
You
isn't
also,
it?
you also gotta show that you can do so much stuff.
Yeah. Because it's such a competitive, like playground. Like everybody there is a shark, even the rookies. So you know.
And it's not like it doesn't seem like they hate each other
No.
competitive, but it's a numbers game at the end of the day, and it's the market and
Like, and you can love and support each other in the industry, and
because most of them do.
because the majority do, but dude, numbers sell. You gotta eat, and it's part of the game. So it's tough though.
So it's interesting that she put that in. I thought it was a good move actually, but I did feel it was a bit like, whoa, that was a bit. Okay, I didn't expect it.
It made like, to me, when I read the lyrics and I understood the meaning behind it all, I was like, this is what makes Korean pop so special, and that's because they consciously create.
It wasn't pop though, was it? It was a mixture
No, but
of all pops.
I'm talking about the whole. I'm talking about the whole industry overall.
Right.
They go the step further to really connect with their fans, include a song specifically to their relationship with their fans, and I feel like that is so unique to them, and that I believe that should be taken into consideration in all parts of the world, because that's what makes them so solid in their fandoms.
Because it's literally like,
it creates
I'm gonna talk directly
bond.
to you guys for a bit.
Yeah.
And I don't think any other artists like outside of here kind of do that too often.
And it's like an inside conversation, even though it's for everybody who's listening to it, but it's an inside conversation. Like the date means something, the title of the song means something to her fans, and it's a dope. I think it's a dope.
It feels more like in the West, even like in the UK or America. It feels more like they tell you their success story.
Exactly, but
and
they
where
don't
they came from, but they don't tell you like, this is where you took me from.
Exactly, and they don't I don't feel like they take the time to build that bond through
that
in
type
their
of
albums.
bond.
Yeah, in their albums, like touchy feely type stuff.
Okay, side B. Okay, that's the best interlude. That's what I said. It's the best interlude. It goes fucking hard. That's what I wrote. And the potential of the choreo here is sick, because it's more R&B-ish weird.
I said the best listening experience interlude wise. I think it would highlight her sexier dance side.
I agree.
Like
very weekendish as well, right?
Yeah, the experimental alternative type of like sexy low light type stuff.
Yeah, then it goes to All Night Long.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought, oh, well, right, so we're going now R&B now. So I said R&B now, it seems.
This is lower pace.
There was some R&B before, right? That's what I wrote. There was some R&B before, but this is how side D begins. What I wrote was like, what was the point of the album? What was the message she was trying to convey through the album, right? So that's kind of like the mentality I'm looking at it now, because we're kind of coming towards the end. So okay, so let's look at this last section. What is the message it's trying to convey? Because there's a lot of messages being played, right? Like the fandom message, the Latin American message,
yes,
the pop message, the dance message,
the high commercial value, yeah.
So there's lots of messages. So at this point, I'm trying to let me try and digest all of these.
All in one concept.
Yeah, so
it's big.
So yeah, All Night Long. So I like R&B, so I can't really hate it. Wouldn't say it's my favorite, but it is R&B, so it's kind of one of the songs I relate to a bit more.
Okay, and then it was Everybody Has.
What? So Come and Goes.
Come and Go. Sorry, my bad. And in Come and Goes, I said it's such an old 2000 feel to it all.
Yeah.
The golden era of pop really came back, and she did it justice. And like, she really embodies everything that me as a kid aspired to be. Like, I can see her with low waist jeans and like crop tops and a body glitter all over. You know, like it's pinnacle 2000s.
Yeah, old school, right?
Yeah, it's pinnacle 2000s pop, and I think that's the golden era. Everybody wants to go back to that, and I feel like it's the right move, because music is cyclical, and the market right now is moving towards the 80s synthy bass style. It's moving towards the funkier side of things, and pop and funk type stuff.
Yep, those seem to come back.
But she took a step further in time and decided to grab onto that 2000s aesthetic.
Well, definitely picked up a different time.
No, but is totally trendy right now, fashion wise.
Oh, right,
The 2000s aesthetic is so in right now, and she just flew with the whole concept, and I think it's amazing. I wonder what was the process with the label and her creative process behind it all, because as I could see in the credits, she was really involved in a lot of things in the making of the album. So it's amazing to see. So
that would be my
she
question
obviously
to her.
had an in
Yeah,
to
like she
the
obviously
concept.
she obviously had a concept right before this all began. So my question would be why? Like why that one?
She even picked styles and stylized a lot of her videos leading up to this. So it has a huge. For me, it's a huge tell that she picked this era.
Then the Querencia epilogue, which is again the best two interludes for me. I added them to my playlist, and I wouldn't even add them like interlude one and then it would be like a song, and then I just added them together because I like the listening experience of both. I thought this type of stuff suited it really well.
I actually think cited interlude. It was the last
A, B, and C I didn't add to my playlist.
No, but I think A, C, and D really worked, like really flowed together.
A, C, and D.
Yeah, because Querencia is the first one, like side A. It's when she's speaking about Querencia and blah blah blah, and she's being all sensual, and it has this feel. And then I think C and D flow along the same lines.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, and then to conclude, I just said, man, the 21-20 song combo, it usually never works. Like, it's so rough. And I also feel like I would have been happy with 10 songs. I would have been happy with 11 songs. Because maybe I would have added more songs to my playlist that I would have favorited. I don't know. But it's also so rough, and we have discussed this before in the podcast, where I feel the longer the album goes, the more chances of you getting something wrong or making something redundant or making filling tracks can happen. However, again, it is the first album, so that also means first world tour for first tour, whatever she's gonna do. So there's gotta be a variety of stuff. You gotta have a repertoire which blows people's minds away.
That's what I thought the album provided. I also stand by the concept of more than 10 songs in a full album become a bit repetitive.
Tough.
It is, or it becomes too far off of the original concept, where it just stops being congruent, and like everything just drifts off in and out of things.
And if we stick too much to a specific concept, then it turns too monotonous.
Exactly. So it's a fine line. It's a very fine line. But what I think this album really provided is a very solid live performance set list.
Right.
Like, this is the perfect concert set list. The pace is great. It starts with a bang. It's mysterious, it's big, it's pop, and then it finishes on a sensual, darker note. And I think the pace overall, it's really well thought through. And I think that's what Korean pop as an industry does really well. Their concepts are really well thought through.
Yep.
They really put thought. Everything has a reason for being, and I really like that. So this album being 21 songs, everything being placed so meticulously as it was, really makes sense to me.
Yeah, no, but album.
From a live performance perspective.
No bad album at all. I mean, again, I'd love to see it live. There was also another album. Let us know your thoughts about it.
Oh yeah, let us know what you thought about it. What was your first listening experience of it all?
There was also another album, an EP that was released yesterday.
Today?
Yesterday.
Yesterday.
Or Friday, I don't know what it was. But it's obviously I.M's from Monsta X.
Yay!
This was kind of more down my lane. Actually, our lane to some extent. Because it's more heavy R&B.
Duality.
More modern R&B. And yeah.
Kind of gave me Juice WRLD vibes a little bit.
No, it gave me Anders. I don't know if you know who Anders is.
Yes, I do know who Anders is. Trap, R&B type style.
Yeah, I think you also aced it in the reaction. You kind of mentioned DPRE, and there was also like that. I would love that collaboration. It would be brilliant. Because they seem to really suit that vibe. Jackson collab, that would be great. So let's start with the first track. Goddamn, I think it's one of the best songs of the month of Feb.
Yes.
Without a doubt.
That video was just spot on. Love the club vibe. I think that hazy feel to it all is dope.
Kind of wavy, drunk.
Sick. Yeah. I liked it.
Then we have Howling, and then I said, I don't know if it's because the intro was so good that this one didn't hit as close, right? This one, I don't know, it might not simply be my vibe. It just wasn't to me. I know you kind of liked it. You enjoyed it. I didn't.
I said it's super in and trendy right now. I said that is, I really like it. It really resonated to me that it was all in English as well. I think that
it didn't slap to me. Like
I think it was the perfect pace, though. I think it was nice.
Right.
I think it just fit it really nice. I think the whole EP has a really clear concept sound-wise.
Yes, I agree.
It's a perfect listening experience to the whole thing. And it allows, obviously, we listened to the EP after watching the music video.
Yep.
So
you have clear visuals,
exactly. Right? So it allowed the visual element to really sink in the listening experience too. So it dragged through really nicely.
Yeah. Then it goes. No, it is. It's not like that's the thing. Like, it's not a bad song. He doesn't have a bad song in the EP.
No, it's fire.
Kind of similar to Querencia. There's not a bad. There's not per se a bad song in the album, but because to get to that level, you can't make bad music. It's just whatever did you actually like genuinely like.
It always comes down to personal preference.
Then Burn.
Yes.
So then there's obviously a very, very clear concept, right? It becomes clearer and clearer. I said that's good. The harder Korean R&B is kind of the things that we seem to
lyricism was fire.
Darker sort of concepts we seem to like a lot in Korean R&B.
Yes.
The effects, his voice is very in trend at the moment, and he will. And I think the peace of mind I have with I.M, he's a class act overall, but the peace of mind he gives me is that I know he'll be able to sort of deliver this sort of stuff live.
Yeah, no, and what gives me peace of mind is knowing that everything's written by him.
That's brilliant.
What you're hearing, the message he's portraying is him. It's like when you listen to August D.
You're listening Kang Daniel's latest.
Kang Daniel, like you're listening to their inner thoughts and turmoils. You're listening to their experiences, and there is such a connection there that cannot be fabricated. You know, it's very special.
I thought it was a vibe, and I have that one. Yeah, that one is straight to my playlist. I just put vibe like that.
Oh my god!
And
me too.
And then I said, you mentioned to me as we were listening, it's like, oh, I feel it finished too early.
Yeah.
And I said, nah, it finished before it reaches a plateau, because that's the only risk you run with modern R&B.
I see.
Yeah, because it's a loop. The whole thing is actually, the beat is actually a loop.
I feel like it could have let the beat ride a little bit.
Maybe.
Just to finish it off, you know?
Maybe. I liked it. I thought it was perfect. It was a vibe and a half. And it kills it right at the right moment, because that genre does seem to have that only bad thing that it can plateau. And then you're like, okay, what are we doing now?
Yeah. Where does this go?
Yeah.
I see. I said it's really dope, all in capitals.
Yeah.
Clear concept and rhythmically really icy.
That's good.
Easy to follow. Perfect. Perfect for low key chilling. Mm-hmm. It's just vibes all around. That chorus slaps.
It does.
My notes.
It does. That reverb and that kind of like open room reverb. Clean.
Yeah, it feels like you're chilling in the bathroom. Listening to him like singing from the other stool is dope.
Yeah. Then Happy to Die. Again, not the one I would listen to on repeat. I don't know why, because it's actually it has all the elements of the things I like, but I don't know why I just didn't feel like adding it immediately. Maybe I have to listen to it again.
I think you might have to listen to it again with a fresh mind. I actually said I think that up to this point in the album, everything is really aligned.
Yes,
I just feel like everything's really, really aligned. And I just love when that happens, because it's not repetitiveness, but it's just that everything makes sense.
You're telling me an idea, right? Like you can't.
It's great.
If you're telling me a story, you can't just then go off to another story that has nothing to do with that story.
Yeah, and I just feel like it has a really nice drive to the song.
I'm a fan of congruent concepts.
Yeah, me too.
And this is very highly congruent.
May sound boring, but there is just a special, because there's a fine line between making it a monotonous.
Mm-hmm.
And between being monotonous and being congruent.
Okay.
Like there's a fine line. Like you gotta get that mix real right.
Is this his first
solo project?
Bloody hell,
yes,
he
yes.
aced that idea.
It's sick though, right?
Then he goes flower ed. Flower ed, I don't know. It's like a Korean
flowered.
word, but
yeah, no.
I just said this is the song that capitalizes on the atmosphere he created on the first video the best. So like, if he was gonna make
this
like
is the after party.
Yeah, if he was gonna make, or maybe the bit where he passes out and then he's all kind of like
Juice WRLD that Travis Scott a bit.
Yeah, a bit
visual
trippy.
Wise, yeah.
This is what should start playing after.
Yeah,
So I feel like if he was gonna make a visualize out of everything, it would be goddamn, and then it would be flowered, and then it would kind of be in a different order.
Yeah.
But this is my
I
second favorite song.
I like that he finished with this though.
The class is a class act. It's a class vibe, and he's a class act himself. So very interested to see how this performs live.
I said big yes for me. The darker vocals, the slower beat, the atmospheric feel is so good. It allows for the lyrics to run deeper,
right.
And it really does. It's less repetitive. It feels the depth. You feel the depth of the emotional turmoil as well. Plus, listen to quoting the lyrics out here in English. The hand that held me, the eyes that capture me are all blind. Freaking fantastic lyricism. I think he is a genius. I love because there's a hint of romanticism, but there's obviously that dark, troubled type of love. Like I love you, but is damaging me at the same time.
Because in the video, he's kind of like around these women and stuff like that and friends. But he's kind of like looped and just
and I feel like it's just an overall very toxic environment. It's like he needs...
Waved, I said.
Waved. He needs that, like, based on the visuals of the video, it's like he needs this substance to relieve him from the environment. Like, so he can go to the place where everything is like himself in the space.
I see.
You feel like I kind of felt like that was the reason behind the visuals.
Well, overall,
I'm just obsessed.
Yeah, overall it's a great EP.
Fantastic.
I think he killed. To me, that's 3 out of 5 songs. I mean, what the hell? That's brilliant. And I know for a lot of people it'll be 5 out of 5.
Me, I'm other people. That's me.
As you guys know, especially me. I don't know how you feel about it, but I don't like giving numbers to albums because I think they don't mean much. I just think it's like which songs did I like, which songs didn't I vibe with, which songs aren't for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, let us know what you thought about both albums, and do share your comments down below. It is awesome to kind of hear the discussions from different points. I think one of the most interesting things is when I don't vibe with specific songs, you do, or when I do, you don't, and then someone then inputs like, oh, I actually think you saw it from the wrong perspective, or this is how I saw it. So it's very interesting. Do feel free to share your thoughts, and it is cool to have a podcast where we can be a bit more dive deeper, and
actually
share.
this is I believe that these are some of my favorite podcasts because I really get to share my listening experience with you and also all of you listening and watching from the far away, and I truly enjoy this.
Absolutely.
Because this is what I do in my free time. Like I gig out over music. I get all geeky about it. I'm like, oh my god, Efra, look at this! What I discovered.
It's way more chilled, It's way more. It's nice sometimes to do this. So let us know if you'd like us to do more album reviews and which ones you would check out, and we absolutely will. Peace.
That's right. Bye bye.